Shane from Battlefield Custom Decks and Patios.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me today. Tell me a little bit about the business, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, so Battlefield Decks and Patios, man. We do decks, patios,
Yep.
porches, pergolas, fire pits, swimming pools, pretty much everything outdoor living. So we take your backyard and we make it awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so you started this. You had another business before doing remodeling.
Yep.
And why did you move into?
So basically
down?
COVID was kind of like the trigger for it. You know, when COVID happened, it was just kind of a perfect storm of events that happened. And I had been talking to a friend of mine at that time who was in the deck and patio space, and he wanted to team up and put something together. And we just kind of took a stab at it while I was running my other company, and it just blew up so fast. I was just like, you know what, I'm going to make the full shift over and just, niche down into only decks and patios. And so with my old company, Calvary Contractors, we were already doing decks, patios, porches, all that stuff. But we were also doing basements and baths and additions and kitchens and siding, windows, door. It was everything from
All
the
sorts of
ground up.
stuff.
Yeah.
So you started from remodeling, and then you moved into this. What was the reason for the name?
So Battlefield, just because we're in the Gainesville Haymarket area and we're close to the Manassas Battlefield, and we got Battlefield High School, and so
And it wasn't taken.
yeah, so we were just trying to come up with something that would anchor us to the area. And it's funny because like when we get outside of Gainesville and Haymarket, I feel like it doesn't land on anybody. They don't connect the dots. It just sounds very patriotic, I guess, to other people.
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah, for sure. So niching down, how was that different, and what was the reason for getting out of the remodeling space?
Well, really, it just the company took off so fast, and it made it a lot easier to focus on just a handful of things instead of a huge menu of offerings.
Right.
When you're running a remodeling company, there's just you're doing so much stuff with so many details. Just doing outdoor living really just took everything and condensed it down to 20%. Of the focus.
I think that does help from a Google business perspective too. When you show up, when people search for decks, this is someone that focuses on that.
Yes.
Like Armor Fence is a huge company around here,
totally.
but they were a fence company, and then they went into other things, but they can't change their name to Armor Fence Decks, Patios, retaining walls, whatever stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you're doing pools now. What's the reason for jumping into that?
Well, we have always built projects around people's swimming pools. So we would do a lot of outdoor living projects where the customer would hire us to do the porch, the deck, and the patio, and all of the hardscapes, and have a different contractor who only did the pool.
Yeah.
So we would come in, we would get 90% of the work done. The pool company would come in, and we would get all of our work done in under 2 months. We would just go through it really methodically. And we'd be like, all right, call us when the pool's done and we'll come back and we'll finish up. And, we would leave and the customer would be thrilled. And then 4 months later, by the time the pool was done, when we came back, they were just done.
Yeah.
So we could just tell, by the time we came back, we were just under a microscope because the homeowner always just had such a bad experience with the pool companies.
Is it because your project management is
we
better
than I think that's
standard pool companies?
Probably, maybe so. I feel like that's common in the pool industry. You always hear all these nightmare stories that people have when they had their pool built. And so for me, I was like, you know what? We need to just start doing pools so that we can just manage the entire project from start to finish. And we won't have these tremendous disconnects from the time we leave and when we come back to wrap it up. And so it was the right move.
Yeah.
Worked out good.
How much more difficult is it doing pools? Does it require different contracting, a different license?
No, it doesn't. No, so it doesn't require a different license. But not much more difficult. It's another addition that has a tremendous amount of details to it. But I mean, I think that's where we thrive. We're very meticulously detail oriented. So for us, it's right up our wheelhouse to be able to do.
Right. So what's your mission statement?
A mission statement.
Yeah.
The mission statement for Battlefield Decks and Patios literally is to grow to $20 million in the next 5 years.
And 25 in the next 6. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. Or even faster. 20 million in the next 5 years, and to just provide the best customer service experience in the outdoor living space.
Right. So how has that growth been? So you started in 2021. How many people did you have at that time?
In 2021, it was just me and 2 sales guys. Yeah, and now we're up to a team of 13, and We're just getting it. Yeah, I got an office manager, a sales manager now, multiple salespeople, project management team, production team, and a marketing manager.
So how many, like, what was the growth in terms of people year over year? Like, tacking on just...
It's funny, we've actually hired the most amount of people just this last year.
Okay.
So like my first hires were an office administrator and a project manager. And we ran it with just them for like a year. And then I brought in, a parts runner, and then I brought in a sales manager, and then we started building out the sales team.
Yeah.
And just this last year, I brought in a production manager, a marketing manager, and we're actually looking to hire right now another project manager, another parts runner, and a full-time content creator.
Okay, good to know.
So we're steadily growing.
Yeah,
so
keep that on mind, people.
I know. Yeah, hey, hit us up, especially if you're really great with content. Hit us up.
Yeah, exactly. So how was the growth? Was it difficult, or has it been like kind of just a natural?
I'm such a meticulous planner too. Like I've kind of planned for the growth year over end, and so I spend a lot of my time like working on systems and procedures, and then as we grow, if we hit like a major pain point, I just go into problem solving mode and just update all our procedures for things to compensate for it. Yeah.
So how difficult is that?
No, I don't feel like it's difficult at all.
Okay.
I don't feel like it's good.
Because you enjoy it.
Yeah, like difficult to me is like doing roofing, like in the summertime, when it's 110 degrees out.
Or HVAC in the summertime in an attic.
Yeah, it totally sucks. Like,
yeah, it's terrible.
But I'm enjoying this season a lot in business in my life, like just problem solving business issues and, focusing on growth and, the interaction between all of our departments and making sure our company is just like firing on all cylinders, working well together, and then also staying on task to continue to scale up. So
you're like a business owner now instead of the old remodeling. You owned the business.
Yeah, I owned a job.
Owned a job. Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah.
Although I would still argue that I still kind of own a job. You know what I mean? Like,
just higher level.
Yeah, higher level.
Right.
Like I could ghost out for a month if I wanted to, and things would go fine. But like I'm so driven for like our goals. Like I actually love what I'm doing now. So
maybe when you hit that 5-year mark and you hit the goals, then disappear for a month because you'll have all your systems in place at that point.
It's hard for me to turn it off, man.
Yeah,
it is hard for me to turn it
off.
Off.
Especially if you enjoy it.
Yeah,
right?
I love doing it. Like I was, I told you this before, but like, I literally like a month ago, like had a conversation with my wife where I was like, man, it's Sunday night, and like I was like totally pumped up and excited to go to work on Monday, which was like so weird. I was like, wow, this is pretty cool to be at a place in my life where I actually look forward to going to work. So
yeah,
I got times where I get done with work and I do family time and I do all that stuff, and I'm like, oh, like watch TV or whatever. I'm like, nah, man, I'm gonna get back to it. And
so when you say go to work, you mean work because everyone's remote.
Yes,
and you just have weekly meetings on Wednesdays.
Yeah. We meet every week on Wednesdays at Lifetime Gym.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of become like our new meeting place because
you work out first and then
a lot of times I'll go and hit the gym and I'll
come back sweating with a rag
and meet with the team in the cafe and get everybody protein shakes and
just
stuff.
And walk around like Facebook CEO or some crazy CEO.
I love it, man.
Like, come on, guys, update me. I got more reps to do.
I'm trying to get like my whole team like to like join Lifetime Gym so that we can just have like Battlefield like muscle squad in the morning.
That'd be awesome. For gym stuff, like how often do you go?
5 days a week. Yeah,
nice.
It's like a Monday through Friday. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
I
think it's an important part for keeping your mental stability.
I'm honestly addicted, bro.
Really?
Yeah, like if I don't go to the gym for like 3 days, like I feel like a loser.
Yeah.
Like I feel
depressed.
I'll feel like lazy and just like a bum, and I'm just like when I go to the gym, I feel so good.
Yeah.
Like, when I get out, I love it.
Releases anxiety and any of that sort of stuff.
Even when I travel, like I literally will like look, is there a Lifetime nearby?
Really?
And plan it into like my days.
Nice. That's very good for you,
Lifetime's
I guess.
Dope, man. That's one of the great things about Lifetime is like
they're all over the place. Yeah, and you can just go to anyone.
I was just in Orange County like last fall. There was a Lifetime there. I was down in Florida. There was a Lifetime where I was staying at down there. So it's like
nice.
Was in Texas earlier this year. There was a Lifetime nearby there. So I was like, yeah, love it.
I'm going.
Yeah, I know, man. Yeah.
So what have been like the turning points for the business? Like as you were growing, there's obviously year over year, but have there been any significant turning points?
I I mean, I guess you could say they're all significant in the sense of like we've had consistent growth. Nothing I can really think of that I would point out and said, "Wow, this was like a huge milestone."
Right.
Like, but at the same time, I also feel like I'm like holding on to a bull right now. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Like we've been growing fast year over end, and
Was getting like your
up
first admin, was that like,
oh my gosh! Oh, let me tell you what. Like when I hired my first administrative assistant on, my gosh, it was just like, where have you been my whole life?
yeah,
I don't even think I realized how much I was working
right.
before.
On
I
stuff that
hired
you
her.
don't need to, because if you can train somebody else, they can be your,
Well, yeah. So
hand of the
like,
king.
it went from I have to work late all the time to now it's like, oh, like I can actually like I can knock off at 5 and have like a normal life.
Yeah, that's
And I
crazy.
could take the weekend off and like not worry about my phone blowing up or any of that stuff.
Right.
And it's funny though because like the further I've gotten away from it, now I still find myself working late anyways because like I love what
You're
I'm
doing other
doing,
stuff.
yeah.
You're building the
I just
systems
love what
and
I'm
stuff.
doing. So like I'm like if I'm not doing like family time stuff, like I'll either work on projects that I want to be working on, or I'll just go into like learning mode.
Okay.
Get on YouTube and start learning about AI and marketing and whatever.
Yeah,
else.
it's crazy what you can
Yeah.
do, from YouTube. I learned how to play piano pretty much from YouTube.
I'm telling you what, man. Like it's almost
I learned how to build websites from YouTube.
everything. Like it's like getting to the point where it's like college is going to become obsolete. Honestly.
Yeah, I think
You
so.
know? Like if you want to do something and start a business and make money, like you don't have to go to college to do that.
I don't think you do at all. And I think that more, people that want to become entrepreneurs should
Yeah.
consider that. Maybe business school, possibly, but
Yeah.
I went to
Or,
business
like, if
school
you
and
wanna
I
be
don't
an
remember any of that
engineer Or a
stuff.
doctor or a lawyer, like school, but like
Yeah, if you
yeah.
want to be an entrepreneur of, especially like a home service company,
Yeah.
you just need to have your systems right and
Yeah.
be nice to people.
yeah, pretty much.
I mean, and
You do have to know the if you're coming into it green and you don't know the trade, I could see that being a
yeah,
little mess. But there are people that do it. Like there are companies out there where there's business owners that own service-based industry and they've never swung a hammer in their life. So.
yeah, yeah. I mean, so how hard is it to get like a Class A contractor license in the state?
I would say it's not hard, but I also grew up in construction, so they have a pretty rigorous testing piece to it that you have to be able to pass their tests.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's all kinds of outfits out there that offer like classes where they'll take you through what you need to learn and to be able to pass the test and stuff
Okay,
like
yeah.
that. So, the big thing with it is like it's just a really, really long comprehensive test that you got to take, and then you have to have like certain assets depending on what scale of license you have.
Right.
So for like we're a Class A license, so I had to have, I think it was like $45,000 in assets
Okay.
to even qualify for the license. So if you don't have that, it's a non-starter.
Right. Okay. So you're a man of systems. You showed me in networking
Yes.
events before, like how you do all your systems. You love Apple Notes.
Nerd out. On it.
You're using high level. You're using Builder Trend.
Yep.
So, but in Apple Notes, how do you build out all the systems, and do you do your KPIs in there, or just like what
I
like
actually
task
don't-
management for people, or
I actually don't do my KPIs in Apple Notes. So we actually keep those in spreadsheets on Google Drive.
okay?
So that we can actually sum them all to like
Gotcha.
one KPI sheet. And we're working on right now getting a custom dashboard made where we can
Nice.
have like all of our KPIs across departments land on one digital dashboard so we can just open up and see everything. So that's kind of like our cool thing that's in the works
Yeah.
right now. But
And for you, that'd be like,
it would just
I could just look at it once a month,
Yeah.
and
Or
Joe Schmo is not doing the right job, and
every couple days,
Yeah.
just kind of look through it real fast. But it'll also be awesome for our whole team to be able to see it. But for Apple Notes, like it's really like a lot of task management to dos in there. So like I have a note just for the sales team, one for the marketing manager, one for my production manager, one for my project management team. And so, literally I look at it like a digital filing cabinet, you know what I mean? So it's like, as long as you label things correctly, it's super, super efficient for being able to stay on task with stuff. So I'll literally have like a note for the production team. I'll have a drop down with a bunch of different folders with resources in them. And then they'll have like templated to-do lists for different phases of the job, templated, text responses, templated, sales scripts, all kinds of stuff. If we need our, engineering details for decks and stuff, like the hyperlinks are all in there. So it's really just kind of like, I don't know, I mean, it's awesome. I love,
it's like storage for all your stuff.
dude, I feel like Apple Notes literally like the most slept on app. Like
Maybe you should do a course on how to use it.
Dude, it's great. It's great. Sometimes I've looked at like people's training stuff on YouTube for Apple Notes, and I'm like, oh man, you guys aren't even using half of this thing. Like I'm like, I need to make a video on how
What
to
got you
actually
into
use
that,
this.
like using it?
Just necessity. Like I had to get organized. So like as the company grew, I had to find a way to stay on top of everything.
Yeah.
And I just was like playing around with it, and I realized that it had a checklist feature, and it went from there. Like once I realized I could make checklists, I was like, oh my gosh, like.
So do you task people with certain things?
Yeah.
And then they check it off, and by the end of the week, it just has to be, they just archive it after?
Yeah,
after that?
or it might be like a to-do list for like when our PM goes by a job site, like here's the 6 things that must be done at every job that you stop. And it gives them something to look at, a frame of reference to kind of check through and go, cool, I did all of those things.
Yeah.
On to the next job, rinse and repeat.
That's awesome.
You know, stuff like that.
So Builder Trend is the main part of all your project management?
Yeah, Builder Trend is like our main hub, honestly, for all things production. So from the time a lead comes in and it's, you know, it hits a sales guy to go out and run, it manages everything from sales to the contract to the invoicing to managing the project to where we put our daily logs and pictures in, and then our invoicing for the customers. And so it's kind of the big lift CRM that we use, and then Apple Notes is kind of like supplemental to that.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, you are very organized. How has that helped your team, especially with the growth?
It's helped the growth immensely. It is like the key to our success. Literally, like being organized. Like you can't scale a company, you know, from 7-8 figures just by writing it down on paper. So like it's helped a lot with that. With the team, I probably drove them nuts.
Another task I got to do.
I think people come and work for me, and they're like, I thought I was organized, and then they're like, this company is organized. So like we're like very like we're locked in.
Did you know, like, at what point you're like, I like being organized? Is it just because you can go to sleep better and not have all the things that you got to do, or what you know, that week? If it's all written down, you just knock it out.
It's been a work in progress.
Yeah.
Like for me, like I didn't just become organized overnight. Like it came out of necessity as more responsibility came.
Yeah.
And so like to be able to handle the weight of that growth and the weight of responsibility, I'm like, I have to find a way to get so organized that I'm not missing things. I think a lot of people, I think the average person can handle way more than they're actually doing right now. Like most people, I think kind of like, you know, they kind of like playing out in life, cap themselves. They stop learning. They stop trying to grow, and they just stay there. You know what I mean? And I think like the capacity that the human brain has to do more is pretty uncapped if you're willing to like press in and grow.
Right.
And so for me, like just being driven to continue to grow this company and just kill it, it has created the demand to be more organized. So like honestly, like my first 15 years of doing business, I felt like the Karate Kid, you know what I mean? Where it's like you're doing all this stuff, wax on, wax off, and you're like, I want to do karate, and it's like, no, just go out there and wash the cars, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, like a lot of things happen where it just created the demand for growth, and I just had to either get on board with it or not, and things just.
So did you just like make a list for yourself? All right, these are all the things that need systems. I'm going to focus on sales.
Yeah.
Let's do what the sales manager position.
It started off really with me and my own personal task management, and then it went to sales and project management and all those things. So as I hired more people on, I realized like, hey, they don't live in my head, so I can't expect them to just automatically have the thoughts that I have.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of things that I did by intuition because I've been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
But once I had to like hand off a portion of my brain to somebody to be able to do, I had to put it down on paper to where they could be really clear on these are the expectations.
And that was before you were using AI.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you can just have AI write it all up for you.
I'm telling you what I did. Like ChatGPT, yes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I love it. I feel like I was having a conversation with somebody at lunch today on my team about ChatGPT, and I was like, I have literally gotten more done in the last month or the last 8 months with ChatGPT than I probably have in like the last 2 years.
Wow.
Just administratively. Like it's insane.
Because once it knows about this is the business and we're trying to be more organized, and so write up these are the rules for or whatever for the new office manager, for example. And you have to critique it, but if you prompt it right.
I'll give you a really good. So have you got into making your own GPTs yet?
I mean, a little bit.
Like, and which
Maybe not as much as you.
what have you done?
I mean, I just, for every client, I have like their own like stream in their GPT because I do using the plus version. So I just train it on them.
Prompt the GPT before you even start.
Not as much, but tell me about that. Okay, all right.
That is so like get this. So like
You were this type of person.
Yeah. So get this. Like just think about marketing, right? You could take all the marketing people that you love, anything that you learn in marketing, if you can get it in PDF form, whatever it is. If you can get it transcribed and in PDF, and I'll just leave it at that, let your brain go as far as you want, like even if it's a YouTube video, like if you can get it transcribed in a PDF form and upload that into the GPT first and let that be the framework.
Nice.
I mean, it's
so
a
like,
game changer, dude.
Yeah. Okay. That's I'll have to do that.
Yeah.
So that just like
take that thought and go as
so
far
you
as
force like salesperson, you take like Jason Miner or those kind of people and be like, all right,
100%.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, that's cool.
Go with that as far as you can think.
All right.
It's a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. Like I'm in GPT mode.
Really?
Right now in life where I'm just like I've made custom GPTs for all of our departments. It's crazy.
Wow, that's
crazy.
I mean, such a for a systems person and productivity. It like skyrockets your productivity.
I honestly have like in the last like couple weeks have thought about could I move everything except for Builder Trend? Like could I just move everything over to ChatGPT?
I mean, maybe, possibly.
Yeah.
How would you do that though?
Just conversationally.
Okay.
So I'll give you an example. Like if you have like a to-do list, you could literally just import it to ChatGPT and say, here's my to-do list. Give me daily reminders of what the high-low, and then conversationally tell it to reorganize it for you and tell you what you need to get done that day.
Oh, okay. So you're really into it.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. I mean, that's what it's there for.
So I'll tell you another one that's super cool that I'm so excited about. I haven't got it in the mail yet, but I just literally ordered this 2 days ago. It's called a Limitless Pendant.
Okay.
And it's a device. It basically, you can wear it as a necklace or you can clip it on your shirt.
Or put it under your skin.
Yeah. Put it on your skin. Yeah, totally. It's the mark. No, it's not. No, but you can put this device on and it will activate when you have conversations and record them.
Oh, wow.
Dump it into AI, give you the outline of it, and then you can have it give you an actionable to-do list for follow-up.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of similar to like Fathom, if you're familiar with Fathom for Zoom. Like we'll transcribe your Zoom and give you like, it's kind of like that, but you can wear it everywhere you go.
That's crazy.
So I'm looking at it because I have so many conversations and I have so many meetings with people every day that I'm constantly, on my iPad taking notes to make sure that I'm staying on top of it. Well, what this will allow me to do is to be more present in the conversation and not be distracted. Like, hold on, let me write that down.
So it's like a live Fathom note taker, essentially. Wow, that's cool.
Everywhere you go.
Yeah. So how does your group, your crew, how do they like the systems?
They love it, man. I think when people come work for me and once they get onboarded and kind of in the rhythm of what we're doing, they're like, this is great.
Okay.
Because it really helps everybody have like clarity every moment of the day of what needs to be done and the deadlines. And I think that makes the job easier. You know what I mean? Like I always tell people like our brains are not for remembering. They're not like
they're for taking action.
Yeah. They're for problem solving,
right?
Processing information, So like when I talk to people, they're like, "Oh, I got a great memory." I'm like, "Do you though? Sure about that? Let's test.
What'd you have for dinner last night?
Let's test that out right now." Like most people think they have a good memory. I like to think I'm one of those people that has a great memory, but like as I've grown this company, I've realized like I have a terrible memory.
Well, there's too many things to remember.
Way too many. So I don't even try to remember anything anymore.
Yeah.
Like I just
write it down.
I just write it down, or now when I get this Limitless thing, I'm just gonna.
Does it automatically upload to?
Yeah, so it has its own like AI app.
Okay.
That it syncs to, so it automatically uploads it to the app as you're talking, and
will it put it into Apple Notes?
As soon as I get, I'll give you my 1 week review. No, it doesn't put it into Apple Notes, but like once it's transcribed and copy paste.
Yeah.
So at that point, I'll be able to copy paste it or dump it into ChatGPT and
that's
take
cool.
it further. Yeah.
So
I'm nerding out on the AI tech. I love it, dude. I'm like, I feel like I'm living in a sci-fi movie. Like the future is here. Let's go.
I'm the next Android.
That's right. We pretty much are. Like we're pretty much already cyborgs. You know what I mean?
So what advice would you have for someone that was kind of in your, owning a job or whatever into building a real actually functioning business, to get them to be the business owner? What's like the first piece of advice to start that for them?
Yeah, man, I would just say be a meticulous note taker. You know, and not just write things down for the sake of writing them down, but writing them down with the intent of executing actionable items. You know, I think a lot of people, when they're running off into doing business stuff, they're just running around getting a lot of busy work done, and they're scattered. Their notes are scattered. Their emails are scattered.
I need to work on that for sure. That's part of the reason I have you on today.
And it's like the more that
get me motivated.
the more that you can get really focused on how detailed you are on your actionable notes, and then organizing them in a way that keeps you on task is like super important.
So
there's so many ways to do it. Like you could use Asana, you could use Apple Notes, or so many different task management apps, but actually like following through. So like me, literally, like the first thing I do every day is I open up my personal notes in Apple Notes, and that's like, you know, a list that's got 300 items on it. I'm constantly adding to it and constantly taking off. But I literally prioritize like the top 5 things that I can do that day that are going to give the biggest lift. You know, and then I'll work on other stuff. I usually put like 2 or 3 really easy things up front just to kind of prime the pump on getting stuff
while you're having your coffee or whatever.
Yeah, just to get the engine going on using my brain on problem solving. And then I'll do the 4 or 5 biggest things after that, and then it's like, okay, after those are done, then I'll move on and I'll just start prioritizing.
I think even starting there for anyone that's kind of stuck in that chaos, just starting with that personal list, and it's like it's less overwhelming if you start making progress on that list.
It really is. Yeah.
I got Asana a few months ago, and it's definitely helped me because instead of waking up on Monday being like, I was like, I know I got to get these 5 things done.
Yeah.
And there's always going to be client emails that come, but I can worry about those later in the day and make sure I get these 5 things done so I can go to sleep on Monday night and not be freaked about Tuesday.
Yeah.
You know?
So here's my other hack. My other hack is block scheduling. Do you do this?
No.
Have you heard of block scheduling?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people have heard about block scheduling, but it's literally a game changer. So like, I block schedule my entire life. Like that's gonna sound crazy, but like I do. And so the first block on my schedule is sleep.
Okay.
Like I literally like, this is when I'm going to sleep. This is when I'm getting up. I block that off, right? And so everything else I backfill around my sleep schedule.
Okay.
So I block schedule off my time for workout. I block schedule off throughout my work day. I block it off in different blocks of what I'm going to do. So like my first half of the day, I usually put all of my more complex tasks at the first half of the day. And then after that, you know me, like I pretty much live at the Starbucks in Gainesville. I'm like there 4 days a week at least, you know. So if you ever see me, just pop in and say hello.
Buy me a coffee.
That's right, yeah. But I usually go there at the second half of the day, and I'll have a cup of coffee, and that's when I go into my more like creative headspace towards the end of the day. And so I block off, hour blocks per day for certain tasks. So like emails and things like that, or processing payments, like I put that all at the end of the day. I can get a little bit more in my creative headspace. I'll be a little bit more eloquent in my speech, and little things I can.
The mundane stuff can make you not want to be creative.
Yeah.
My
So
most creative time is
marketing-
in the morning.
Yeah, mine is in the afternoon. Like, so literally, like all my marketing ideas and all of like the content ideas and stuff, those all just start like 3 o'clock, and it's just like.
Is that because you've done all the tasks, so you don't have to worry about it? So they're not like
know.
kind of just sitting there in your brain?
I naturally kind of fell into that. I think I was already naturally like by the end of the day, like that was my creative time. I think it's because as the day winds down, maybe you're getting more kind of just mellowed out, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm sure there's probably some kind of science or
Yeah.
psychology behind that, but I literally I usually like around 3 o'clock, like clockwork, it's like I start having ideas like crazy. And then I go into writing all those down and putting actionable items. So I make sure that I block my time off for specific tasks, and then I'm pretty rigid on it so that when I'm done with that 1 hour or 2 hour block, even if I don't finish everything within that block, I switch over to
So you have to be regimented about it.
Yeah, it really helps keep you kind of like locked in, and then you can like make notes on, okay, this is where I'm going to pick up with this tomorrow. If it's a really important thing that is going to mess me up if I stop in the middle of, I'm going to close the loop and finish it.
Right.
But for the most part, it's like, I'm going to work on, things that take mathematical number crunching type stuff early in the day, and the thing that's all marketing kind of creative headspace is all second half of the day.
Okay.
Yep.
I should start doing that. I think one of the problems, like going from a 9 to 5 into working for yourself.
Yeah.
It can be overwhelming for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, right now I have a team of people that help me with different things, but in terms of like keeping the business running, it's really just me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah.
So getting an admin would be good, but I need to have something to give to them.
Yeah.
Like I can't just be like, start doing stuff.
That's right. Yeah.
Like this is how we talk to the customers. These are how we answer emails. Like all the minutia, I would have to I need to get on paper. So that's probably like my first system thing.
Will because I think a fun way to look at because it can kind of feel boring, like coming up with systems and procedures and all that kind of stuff. But I think of it like a fun way to look at that is like you're developing a board game.
Okay.
If you were making a board game like Monopoly, like there's a lot of we've all played Monopoly, but there's a ton of rules.
12 hours at a time.
Yeah, but there's a ton of rules to it.
Yeah.
You don't really think about it because you're so used to playing the game, but there's
Right.
a ton of rules to it. And so it's like, I look at business like that, like, hey, I've got to define every little thing. So I think the cool thing about AI tools like ChatGPT is you can do that verbally now. You don't have to sit there and write it down and write an outline down and think about it.
Yeah.
And then reprocess it. Like you can get in a conversation with chat and kind of talk through. These are the different departments I have. These are the key tasks I do with each of these departments. And then you can break it down into little pieces. Hey, let's just chat about, just the content piece for a little bit.
Right.
And come up with
Is it your new best friend?
oh, dude, me and Chatty.
Don't tell your wife.
Chat? Yeah, no, she knows.
Oh, she knows.
She does, dude.
You've been married for a long time.
Yeah,
She's like,
she
it's
knows.
time he gets a new friend.
I literally call Chat. I'll be like, "What's up, Chat?
How you doing, bro?
Yo, Chat, I got a question."
Yeah. So you've been using our Go High Level Brite leads for like 2 years now.
Yeah.
How do you think that's helped the business?
Dude. Go High Level, game changer.
Yeah.
Remember when we first got into it? Remember we met at the marketing, or not the marketing, what was
The
it?
networking event.
Platinum networking group there in Haymarket. And we were both talking about it. And you were like, I'm going to get into it. And I'm like, bro, I just didn't have the bandwidth to learn it at the time. I was like, I will pay you to take Go High Level over for me. And
that's what I've really focused on, just because a lot of these people that I meet that just need a website, that's not what they need.
Yeah.
They need all the rest of it to be able to
Guys, if you need a GHL Pro, Mike is your guy.
Yeah, sweet. That's what I'm trying to.
When we first started doing it, it was like all the automations and stuff that you build out for us were just it's the spider web.
And I've been trying to, continue to deep dive, but I'm going to be branding myself as the GHL expert of Northern Virginia because I don't see anyone else doing it.
Yeah,
and a lot of the people that I meet, they have it, but the people that are paying for it don't help them at all.
Yeah.
They didn't build a
They don't
system
even
for them.
understand probably how comprehensive that thing is.
Yeah, they
It's
don't.
amazing what it's. I feel like Go High Level is like one of those application CRMs that's if you can think of it, you can probably do it with it.
Yeah, I mean it's almost.
Besides
and they're always adding
or
new stuff.
cleaning your house, it's not going to do that, but
And they have a conversation AI too. We haven't implemented that for you guys, but we definitely should consider thinking about that because you can train it just like you would with GPT.
That's the thing I need to do next.
And it can talk to customers through text message, through chatbots, through Facebook, Instagram, all that sort of stuff. So, but if you've trained it properly, which you already know how to do, then it's very useful, especially, and you can turn the hours on and off. So when you're not working, just have it respond then, and then your regular admin person can
What are we doing?
catch up on it. I mean, I'll sit down with Martin and we can figure that out if he's still there.
Get chatbots on Chat or GHL right now.
So how has that helped your? So you were running Meta ads, Facebook and Instagram. That's all you're doing right now.
Yeah, and we just started back with Google.
Okay.
We're taking another run at them, see if we can't.
PPC or local services?
I think the local services.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think when I first set that up for you, I think so. It's kind of unfortunate, but they do it based on your budget, obviously, what you're willing to spend and how many reviews you have.
Yeah.
But you have way more reviews now, so you're going to get recommended that much more. So it's a big piece of it. So obviously they want you to spend money. If you're spending $100 a week, you're not going to get much out of it. But if you're willing to spend $500 a week on it, you're going to get more quality reviews because you're getting recommended more.
Yeah, I want to say that's the thing we've spent the most money on is marketing, ad spend, and then just learning how to tweak it. It's it's
And it's always changing too,
Dude,
right?
yeah, it's a
Like you can run an ad for a while and it works for a while, and then for some reason it just
it's a
stops
gambit,
working.
man. It's a gambit to like I still in some ways I still feel like digital lead gen is still somewhat of like an inconsistent mystery that I feel like we're just on the verge of cracking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you felt like that for a while too.
I felt like that the whole time. I
Yeah.
always feel like it's working, and we're just gonna do this one little thing, and all of a sudden it's gonna be like boom.
Right.
You know, like we always feel like we're like right on the precipice of like some major breakthrough.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully at some point. How has it been getting like a marketing manager in house?
It's been great. It's been great. I think like when we was doing it before, I had you and like another girl and another team, and so it was like all these cooks in the kitchen and trying to get everybody to kind of like. So she's really helped kind of like bring some consistency to the digital marketing side, but then also like being able to offload like just a ton of the other stuff like content creation ideas and even things like just getting signs and shirts and marketing materials and just everything. Like it's a lot of stuff. So even still, like, me, like I'm all gas, no brakes, dude. So like, even with her, like now that I got a full-time person on, like she is grinding and like killing it. And I'm like, oh, I got this idea and I got this idea. Then, like, I'm just like constantly like, I'll hit her at the end of the week with like a long list. And I can tell she can be like, Shane, like,
I got to finish my other tasks first.
Chill. Like, we've already pumped out like 5 SEO blogs and
So she does content creation. Has she tried the AI inside of High Level?
No. We actually had just talked about doing that recently because we're looking at the getting more appointment setters and stuff like that. So that's something that like we're thinking about pulling the trigger on.
Have you seen the like the voice AI that they have in High Level?
I've watched videos on it, man. I just have not like made the jump on doing it. I don't even know why.
And again, with that, you can set the same way you train everything else. For me, it's like picking out the best voice.
Yeah,
that's like you got to make sure it's
Have you had good cases?
I mean, several people like my clientele, they kind of are blue collar, most of them. So they want to be able to answer the phone. But I've had a couple people I've tested it out with, and you can do it just in the off hours.
Yeah.
So it can answer the phone and set appointments for you in the off hours. I mean, at least test it, right? I mean, it can't hurt to test for a couple weeks.
Yeah, we're still just like running the automations and stuff in the off hours. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, it could book appointments for you.
Yeah.
Might be worth a shot.
It's crazy.
Because the Facebook lead forms.
Crazy what GHL can do.
Yeah, you could have it set up like a conversation AI when someone fills out that lead form to start doing the sales process through text.
Yeah.
If you wanted to. So just something to think about. Just knowing it's there.
You should do it.
Yeah. Well, knowing it's there. I mean and you're already
just
paying
tell me you don't like making money.
Yeah. Well, well, you're already paying for High Level, so you might as well like use everything that you can inside of it. Do you use that for like getting your reviews and stuff too? For after you finish projects?
We have like for our reviews like our PM, that's pretty much like his job. Like he drives garnishing those, and then we also send it out at the end of the job email. But we haven't used Go High Level to like automate. Hey, by the way, here's our review link. Although we should do that. Like that would be
there's a stage in the pipeline. You just drag them to job completed, and it sends them a text.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure we have that built out. If not, we can do it.
Probably is. Probably is, dude. It's what's funny is like I build all this stuff and I work on all these things with the team, and then I move from it. Sometimes I get so far away from it, I forget all the stuff that we have in place.
Yeah.
Like literally, when I hired my marketing manager on, I was like, we've kind of like woven quite the web of marketing things in place, and I don't even think she realized like how serious I was until she got in place, and she was just like looking around like, this is a lot.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, man. Like I went down the YouTube rabbit hole.
Right.
Like.
Right. And how's she been doing? Like getting structured and stuff. Yeah. She seems really nice.
Yeah, she's awesome. And we just she put together this whole initiative that we're doing called Project 1111. And so
I heard about that.
Yeah, we're doing a backyard giveaway for a veteran, and so we've had a bunch of great response to it. We've had a bunch of veterans or people nominate veterans for it. Mm-hmm. And so what we're gonna do is just we're gonna select one, and we're going to go there and
when are you doing that?
Build them a deck on so we're going to announce it on Veterans Day here on the 11th.
Okay, awesome.
So, but we got a Deck and Fence Depot, good friends with Greg O'Donovan there, awesome guy. They've volunteered to donate the materials for the build. Wow. We also had the Unilock rep for Unilock pavers reach out to us in our DMs on Instagram when he saw the ad and was like, "Hey, is somebody donating the pavers?" And we were like, we hadn't even thought about trying to get free materials on the pavers. And he was like, "Well, count us in."
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then she reached out to Yeti and the Weber, and they've donated stuff to furnish. And so like she started like not a GoFundMe, but she started kind of like a wish list, and then kind of like a thing on our page where people can donate money to, because we had a couple people reach out and be like, "Hey, we want to donate to this thing." So it kind of caught like interest of a lot of people, and so it's going to be a lot of fun.
And be great for like storytelling for.
Yeah,
I mean, not that you would do it that way, but I mean, Extreme Makeover did it.
That's what we're going to do. Like,
right?
We're
going to bless somebody, but it does help us with our presence.
We're totally
going to
tell their story and all the stuff, and then just build a bunch of content around the build and stuff. Yeah.
That's a great idea. Yeah. And it's different than what you've been doing.
I'm like, honestly, this is like the thing I'm most excited about this year, because I feel like, for me, like, I come from like a total dirt poor family, a like single mother that was on food stamps. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to like, do that for, like, I'm just stoked. My dad was in the service. My my grandfather was in World War II and the Korean War. Multiple uncles and aunts on both mine and my wife's side who were Vietnam vets and stuff like that. So like,
well, they were in the real battlefields.
Yeah, man. So like to be able to like, yeah, totally, totally right.
You got it.
Yeah, I got it landed. But to be able to do that for somebody is like, I'm so excited about building this for somebody.
Just like see how the first year goes and maybe make it a yearly thing.
I was like, as soon as we did, I was like, we should do this every year. Let's do it twice a year. Let's do it for vet and for single moms or something like that. You know what I mean? So,
I mean, at least like a free patio or something for something like that.
My marketing manager, she's like, slow down. Let's just do this one first. And
then for like team building and stuff, coming from, just being basically a solopreneur with a crew. Yeah. Was it difficult building a team or like encouraging people or that like with your faith and everything funny? Or like being a dad?
It's really stretched me on learning like what it means to be a good leader. Cause like I thought I knew what it was to be a good leader until I actually had to start dealing with, like I have a ministry background. So I was like in church ministry for some time and had to lead teams there. And that was like kind of a different culture. When you got people who are like, of the same religious background, so they're all kind of got the same agreement. Yeah. But like in the workplace, like you're getting people who are like totally from all different places, and you're trying to get them to be cohesive and work together like that. And so it's definitely like that's probably been like one of the biggest growth points for me. Okay, is literally like the leadership piece. Is like
personally and professionally.
Yeah. Like how do I get these? How do I bring the best out of these people, and how do I like hold them accountable, but also like do it in a way that actually helps them continue to grow. And so like, I think like one of the biggest things that I did that has been instrumental in that is just setting a process in place for quarterly reviews. So like literally like every quarter I get together with my main people and I have a list of 3 questions that I ask them the same thing every time. And those questions are really for them to kind of like hold a mirror to themselves and really self-reflect on themselves. So a lot of times when I come into those meetings, like I already know the answer to those questions, but I'm giving them an opportunity to kind of like give language to it and see if we're in alignment. And then I usually go through, and my team laughs about this, but I call it the love sandwich. Okay. So I call
it a compliment sandwich.
There you go. Yeah, I call it the love sandwich. So it's like, I tell them the good things that they're doing that I want them to keep doing, and then I'll go over maybe the hard things that we got to talk about. And then I follow up with encouragement after the end and what I see in them and their potential. And then we usually set like 3 high level things that they need to work on the next quarter. And then I do what I call monthly speed checks once a month where I just touch base with them and go, hey, where are we at with this? And so that kind of keeps it on front of their mind of like, hey, this is my growth track for getting better as we grow.
And I'm not forgetting, do you remember what we talked about last quarter or what the expectations are? But I call it a compliment sandwich, but I haven't used it in business necessarily, but it really works when you talk to a friend or someone maybe that you have a conflict with. If you just up front say how much you like the relationship and you appreciate them as a person, and then say, but you hurt me here, blah, 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 blah. And then you ended up with, but remember, I do love you. Like that kind of like, it just softens the blow. Because if you just go in, hey, you shouldn't have done that to me, that sort of thing, it never works because they immediately get defensive. Yep. But if you
100%.
if you cookie it like that, then it just tends to want to get your point across.
Yeah.
Because it's dissolved them a little bit, and then but they end up, if they're a good person and and they respect your relationship, then they will hear you.
Yeah.
And hopefully, change whatever that thing was. So I might have to call it a love sandwich.
Yeah. Well, for me too, like I'm very like, I always try to see the best in people too. Mm-hmm. So like when you see that in people and they don't live up to that, it's like, okay, how do I help pull that out of them?
Right.
You know what I mean? How do I help pull the best out of them? It's a good saying that I heard one time is you don't push a rope.
Oh yeah.
Pull it, you know. And so like how do I pull the good things out of the people that I got, that actually produces the result that I'm looking for, but also helps them out, Yeah. So I think well,
I don't think a lot of when people get into any business of any sort, I don't think, their owner or manager or whoever is like that. Yeah. So it's nice to be in a place where it's like, okay, I feel like I'm heard, and as long as I do my work, then I'm going to be respected for that, and I can continue to grow with the company. And especially if you're trying to hit these 5-year goals, who knows where they could be at that time, right? Yeah. So it's positive for them as well.
Yeah.
Getting into fun stuff. So you play guitar and you're a songwriter. All right, fellow songwriter.
Yeah.
So what kind of music, or I guess what got you into music is, the first question.
That's an easy one. My dad, dude. So my dad played guitar. When I was a kid, like I just remember, 3 years old, down in the basement seeing my dad practice with his friends, or they're set up in the dining room, just rocking out with their amps and drums and stuff and being all loud. And I just loved it.
Yeah.
Like I still have my dad's early 80s Marshall JCM 800.
Oh, really?
That I grew up listening to him play all the time.
Nice.
I still have his Gibson custom shop guitar.
Nice.
Circa 58 to 61 is when it was made. So it was like...
That's probably valuable.
Yeah, it is. They called it a custom shop before they called it an SG. So it looks like an SG.
Okay.
It's a Gibson custom shop. You can tell by like the inlays, the inlays on the headstock on the guitar. But it's a super awesome guitar. So I just, listening to him playing. And then
When did you start playing?
At 9.
9, really?
So when I was 5
you're way better than me.
I remember at 5 years old, I was like, I want a guitar. And my dad was like, let's wait and see. And so I didn't get one until my 9th birthday. And when I got it, I just couldn't put it down.
Yeah. And you have so much more time when you're young.
Yeah.
I didn't start till I was 18, but I still, like every day after school, I didn't have anything else to do. So I just went and played.
Nerd out.
Yeah.
Dude, and I grew up in the 80s, it was all shredders.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like at Eddie Van Halen and all the hair rock shred metal and metal bands that were playing. So MTV was just full of all these guitar gods. You know what I mean? So as a little kid, I was like, oh man, I want to be able to play like that. So I would just spend so much time.
Did you get that good? Where you could shred?
Probably not until I was in my late teens.
Okay.
It took me a while. As a kid, I don't think I was really shredding leads until I was probably 15 or 16.
Okay. That's
awesome.
I
could, when I was in 5th grade, I could play the lead to 1.
Okay.
Metallica's 1.
Yeah.
But I could copy it.
Yeah.
I could learn it and I could play it, but I couldn't make it up.
Right.
So I could copy shredding leads. I could replicate what somebody was playing at a young age, when I was in, 4th, 5th, 6th grade. But I couldn't I didn't really know how to make my own leads, or if you put me in with a band, I wouldn't know
how to start writing a song necessarily,
or just how to improvise a lead,
right?
In the moment. I didn't figure out how to do that until I was probably 14 or 15, 16 years old.
Were you in bands growing up?
Yeah,
in high school.
Yeah. I was in a little band when I was in middle school.
Okay,
and then a couple through high school and my late teen years. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
So when did you start actually songwriting?
I started songwriting. Probably when I was 10 or 11.
Oh, really?
Even right out the gate. I had songs that I was writing. Yeah.
Yeah. My mom spanked me.
Yeah, or it was some metal, some metal song because I was all into metal. It was nuclear destruction.
Yeah. So how do you think creativity in music relates to business at all? Or do you think they're totally separate, or
no, they totally do. So it's funny you just asked this question. I literally just said this to my wife the other night. That the correlation between, business and music is like orchestrating a piece of music. When you write like a really good piece of music, there's so many details to it. And for me as a songwriter, like I methodically think those through. I don't just think about my guitar part. I think about the melody parts, the lead lines, the secondary, third guitar parts, the bass lines, the drums, the beats, every little nuance of the drums. You've written drum tracks, so you know, like every cymbal hit, like all of that stuff. So like composing that takes a lot of foresight and a lot of thought and a lot of attention to detail. And so
do you have like an overall idea of what the song is in your mind? Do you start with a melody, or do you start
I hear it. Yeah, I hear it. So I'm one of those people, like when I write music, I can hear it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I learned that over time. It took me quite a while. So I started out where I would either write a guitar part and then write the words to it, or then I would just randomly sing a melody and then write to that.
So like the voice record app on the phone, like if I have an idea.
Oh, I got so many in there.
Yeah, like I literally will have an idea for a melody or a riff, and I'll pick it up and I'll hum it,
Yeah.
And I'll come back to it later, and then I'll be like, what the heck is that?
Yeah, when I was in my 20s, I had like a little voice recorder too, and I drank a lot in college, so they were not very good. Most of the ideas.
You come back and be like, "What was I talking about?
What was that?"
Who is Sharon?
Yeah, right. I never even met a Sharon. So, how much time do you actually get to play it all? Do you block that into your block schedule at all?
I don't. It's terrible.
You should do that.
That's the one thing I should do for real. I have. I've been so focused on business the last 4 years of my life. I've just like, it's terrible because like when COVID happened, there was a moment there where like I started like getting back into playing a lot, and I was like, I'm gonna make a bunch of content and write some songs and see if I can't put a band together and get back out and start like maybe get a touring gig going on. And then COVID came to an end, and I was like, right back to business.
Yeah, right back to it. Yeah, I think that's one of the hard things. A lot of people that are musicians tend to have an entrepreneurial spirit. Yeah. But I know several people that I was in bands with now that own businesses that don't play anymore. Yeah. So there is like a given.
Imagine never playing again.
No, I mean I'm just trying to.
All I do is fantasize. Like I'm like maybe one day I'll be rich enough to play music full time.
Yeah, sell the company, and just play music full time. I mean that's kind of the dream. You just want to like kind of while you have some youth in you, you want to be able to play some shows and stuff. And we've talked about starting a cover band, but I think for both of us is like trying to build a business at the same time is like how much every second I'm taking away from that. Yeah. Even though if doing the music makes me more mentally sane. Yeah. So what's the, I just started like I told you, I'm learning my old songs because I forgot them all, how to play them. Yeah. And I'm, restarting on piano and everything because I took 2 years off while I'm building the business, but I'm more sad. Yeah. Because I'm not at least even if it's like 10 minutes a day, at least I'm still like, I had I don't know if you know the Moores, like, yeah. So, Bob Moore used to have like this big house out in Warrenton, and he had this like grand foyer, and he had a grand piano, and he was like shredding Piano Man. He was like 50 at the time, and I was 18, and I was just learning guitar. I knew like 4 chords, and he was just playing so good, and I'm like, by 50, I want to be in his situation. Yeah. I don't need the big house or whatever, but to be able to play well enough piano, and then I didn't start till about 4 years ago, and then I stopped for 2 years. So now I got to relearn everything because your brain's not as
never been
plastic.
My strong point.
It's not, but it's.
I know just enough to be able to like put stuff into a recording and make it sound like somebody knew what they were doing.
Yeah, I don't need to be Beethoven or anything like that. I just want to be able to like. Yeah, that's the goal that I said I want to do this, and I got 6 years to do it. And if I just took 2 years off, then I'm way behind. So, and I would like to have a big piano in my house at some point. Yeah. So, if you could jam with any artist, alive or not, who would it be?
Yeah, dude, I would totally pick. Do I get more than one?
Sure.
I would totally love to jam with Fish. I love him.
Okay.
Totally Fish nerd. Love Trey Anastasio. Guitar, like as far as a guitar player goes, love that guy. I would probably say like them or like Wolfpack.
Okay.
Love Wolfpack. Just funky, good old stuff. Maybe like Tedeschi Trucks, like with Derek Trucks.
Okay.
Slide guitar player, just phenomenal, just a monster guitar player.
So what's your main like style that you're into?
I guess you would just say rock and roll.
Yeah.
You know, like I can pretty much play everything. You know, I can play blues, funk, jazz.
Okay.
You know,
What
heavy metal if I need to.
yeah. Still shred if you need to.
Reggae, all of it. I mean, I'm pretty well versed.
And you got a nice studio at your house, which is very cool.
I wish I used it more. It's
I know, me
cool
too. Mine
setup.
just sits
I
there.
know,
Maybe
man.
that'll
It's
be our
terrible,
own
isn't it?
personal goal to each other.
It's like I'll be sitting in my office because like my recording studio like is my office.
Yeah, me too.
You know, so I'll like sit there sometimes and I'll be like, I got my acoustic and I'll just reach over and pick it up. And like sometimes like if I'm on a Zoom too, where I don't have to like have my face showed up, like I'll have it like there and the mic off and I'm just noodling while I'm listening to
That's
the
good.
Zoom.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try your block scheduling in general.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put that.
I don't know why I don't ever think about.
I mean, I have a reminder on my phone that says spend an hour on music every day, and I just ignore.
Yeah.
But it's the last few weeks I've been trying to like
and I got,
be more
I got the
diligent.
wife and kids too, you know. So like, you know, there you go, musicians. If you want to play, like, don't have a family now.
You gotta do family stuff and whatever. I mean, once the kids are out of the house, it
It's
might
a
be
no-brainer for
a
me.
little
Like,
easier.
I'll pick hanging out with them.
Yeah.
Music any day of the week.
That's awesome. You know, so for like, do you have any like books that you would recommend for people starting out, or anything that's kind of changed your?
Absolutely. If you're gonna start off a business, it is How to Scale a Small Business. What is his name? It's the guy who did Story Brand. Donald Miller.
Okay, yeah.
Donald Miller's How to Scale a Small Business. Fantastic book. You'll see it's like a black book with like a airplane on it. For you marketing people, like if you know about like sales funnels, the book literally is a sales funnel.
Oh, really?
Like when I got done towards the end of the book, like it's a sales funnel to get you into a small business school. But the book itself is so good that like all the concepts I learned like I couldn't put it down. I was like, oh, I know what to do now. I know, like I had so many aha moments. I was just like like I was so jazzed when I was.
Was that early on in the?
That was probably like 1 year in the Battlefield because things were taking off so fast. I was like, man, I really got to get ahead of like. I got to up my business acumen.
Yeah.
Really quickly.
Okay.
Had I known about, I don't even think ChatGPT was out then. Was ChatGPT out?
Like 2 years ago.
Yeah, if ChatGPT had been out, then it'd have been over with. Like it'd have been even further along. But so that book was really instrumental in me getting my head wrapped around the key elements of a company, what needs to be in place for it to function. He likens it to like an airplane, a business being like an airplane, and if anything's off, the plane's not going to fly right.
Yeah.
And so he kind of goes into like leadership, marketing, sales, you know, product, services, cash flow, things like that.
Okay.
And it was a game changer for me. So I always tell people like right away, whenever we're talking about business and they don't even know
What's it called again? I need to write it down.
How to Scale Your Small Business. I think it's How to Scale Your Small Business.
Just Donald Miller. I like that.
Yeah, Donald Miller. I have to look it up real fast, just to be sure I'm not giving you the. But Donald Miller, have you heard of Story Brand?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's the one behind that. Yep, How to Grow Your Small Businesses.
Okay. I will definitely
That's the book.
put that on my next list. Is it an audio?
Dude, if you want, I don't know if it's audio. It probably is.
Spotify has audiobooks now.
If you want to borrow it, let me know. It's sitting in my, but it's great.
Yeah. I need to do that. Because I just kind of like, because of COVID, I lost that job, but I already had this as a side business. So I was like, if there's ever an opportunity, I got to do it now.
Well,
so,
you always know where I'll be at, like the second half of the day.
Yeah, it's true.
Gainesville, you just pop in and I'll buy you a coffee and
help me with my systems.
Come on, dude.
Okay.
I'll do it, dude.
You had talked about
the
it,
week,
like,
man. I love doing that. I love like nerding out on business stuff with fellow entrepreneurs.
I'll take you up on that for sure.
Yeah.
You talked about doing like a business in a box sort of thing at one point.
Yeah.
Like courses or something.
Yeah, I just time.
Only so much time in a day.
It's still there.
Yeah.
It's still there. Like I still got my plans to eventually get to a place where I can kind of create like my own like, you know, business
Like
master class
Okay.
or school for people that want to get into home services and really want to throw gas on the fire.
Yeah, because I think there's a lot of, and I know some of them, they just kind of started
Yeah.
the same way, and they were in your situation, like with the remodeling, but they don't have the systems. They don't understand the numbers. They don't do any marketing.
Well, it's work too, man.
Yeah.
Like, I always tell people, like, if you're gonna grow a company, like, you gotta, like, you're not gonna do it working a 40-hour week.
Right.
It's just not even realistic.
Yeah.
Like, you literally have to, like, commit yourself to being a student of learning business, at least for a solid year. Like, you're gonna have to go, hey, look, like, turn the TV off, turn the shows off. Forget going to the brewery on the weekend.
Yeah.
Like, knuckle down and learn some stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's going to pay dividends. And then you can get to that point. Like, for me, it's like I did all that, and then I got so into it. Now I don't want to, like, people would be like, do you want to go, out somewhere? I'm like, dude, I actually would rather watch.
You want to come over here and watch some YouTube?
I actually would rather binge some Alex Hermosi for the next 2 hours. You know what I mean? Like,
you can come over and join me if you want to. So you went to one of his events recently?
Yeah, acquisition.com. I went out there for like one of their scaling events. It was so worth it.
Yeah.
Like, I would tell anybody. And here's the funny thing. Like, I say it's so worth it. It was so worth it to me. But it's funny, like, I was in that room, and I remember, like, one of the guys I was sitting next to, I could tell, like, he was totally, like, overwhelmed and was like, none of this makes any sense to me. And I was, like, talking to him, and he was doing, under 7 figures in revenue. And so I think, like, a lot of the concepts that they were talking about just weren't landing on him. And I felt so bad for the guy, because I was thinking to myself, like, you just paid, like, $5,000 to be here.
Yeah.
And you're not getting anything. And I'm like, are we in the same room? Because, like, at that point, I'm like, I've already got 20 gold nuggets I've already written down. Right. And he's just looking at, like, and there was a couple people there that I talked to that day that seemed like they were like, and it was a 2-day event, scaling event that you go to, and you learn a lot of stuff, and you get some private time with his team and stuff like that. Totally worth it. Like, I just absolutely loved it.
Well, it's probably people that don't have the systems in place to even be able to scale, and that's scary because if they're at the place where it's like, I'm just kind of the one-man show or a really small team.
You go to that scaling workshop, it's like drinking from a fire hose. Great, all great stuff though. Like, I literally, and I'm such a meticulous note taker. I was just sitting, like, I couldn't write things down fast enough on my iPad. So
yeah, that's good.
Super cool.
So here's a good question: how do you define success with the business or personally?
Man,
leave you with the tough one.
Man, I guess haven't really thought that one through. I think if you're doing what you're doing and you're loving and enjoying it, man, you got success.
It's not just numbers.
Yeah. Like, I think if you love what you're doing and you're enjoying, like, I feel like I'm at the phase in life where I've won. Like, I feel like I've won, and now everything is just the bonus.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And from the perspective that, like, I genuinely, like I'm pumped about what I'm doing every day. I mean, there's moments where problems happen, and you're just like, oh gosh, F this. Like, I got to deal with this thing again.
Right.
Thankfully, I've got a great team to deal with like 99% of that stuff.
Right.
But I think if you can wake up in the morning and the bills are paid and you're enjoying what you're doing, like, I feel like that's a win. You know what I mean?
It totally is.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't, and I talked with this about somebody else on the podcast, like, not celebrating the small wins.
Yeah.
Then you kind of just
I have such a hard time with that.
Yeah. I think most entrepreneurs do.
The hardest time with that, because I'm always looking at the next level.
Right.
Yeah.
Instead of looking back and be like, I wouldn't even have that next level unless I had done all these other previous levels.
I told my wife, we were talking one time, and I was like, man, like, I'm so driven to, like, continue to go and grow that, like, when we do have, like, a big win, I'm like, okay, cool, we're there. Like, what's, on to the next thing.
Yeah. I think that's kind of how it works with, like, writing music and stuff too. Like, you're trying so hard to get that song or that album done, and then when you get it done, you're like, well, I got to start writing again.
Yeah.
And you don't even, like, revel in the success of, like, I did something that was pretty difficult to do and took a lot from me emotionally or whatever.
Or you're never fully 100% happy with how it came out either.
Yeah, that's something I had to learn. And my wife doesn't quite get it, where it's like, if it's 90%, it's good enough.
Yes.
Because the first album that we did, the one on the left, that took like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And it was me. I recorded everything, and it took a really long time. And I just went back with it. But no one's going to notice that little minutia.
I know.
So for the second one, we got it done in like 8 months, just because we're like, let's do it. And don't overthink it.
One of the funniest reels I've ever seen, there was like this dude who was like making beats and making all this music, and it was like the reel was like he's up until like 3 a.m. just making every little tweak.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, this is like like it's finally the perfect song, and then he gets up the next morning and he cues it up, and it's just like 8-bit like Mario bit crusher noise, like, and he's like, what did I spend all that time on?
Oh yeah, I mean, I've definitely done that. I used to like just stay up all night and then have to go to work in the morning, and it was, but I just learned that. With a perfectionist, nothing's ever going to be good enough. Yeah. So what am I proud enough of that I feel like I've done a good job, and then just move on to the next one. I have like 6 songs that I've been sitting on forever because I don't know how to do the video for them. So I think I might just do AI videos.
I've got like 6 or 7 songs that are just sitting there that I'm like, I just need BGVs on those, and that's it.
Really?
Yeah, it's
terrible.
I
have 2 that are completely done.
Like,
the other ones are
they're
mostly
like 3
done.
years old. Are they even like relevant anymore? You know, like I even like them anymore?
Well, that's one thing. I mean, I'm going to put them out, but there's no point in putting a song out unless you have video content these days, right? If you want it to get any sort of traction.
You just throw it out there in the ether and nobody hears it.
Right. I mean, but it can be good just to release it from your musical spirit.
Yes.
Because every time I release a song, I immediately write another one.
Yeah. You feel some resolution too.
Yeah. It's like I call it like music constipation.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Because like as soon as you like release, then you can, you have room for the next thing. And as long as you're sitting on those songs, then you don't have any, you can say, well, I got these songs.
I love that.
Yeah. So, but if I have
constipated.
if I have no other songs, then I have to go create one.
Yeah.
You know, I have nothing next to be proud of musically.
Yeah. I want to say, I think it was Sting one time. I heard him in an interview saying something like he tries to write a song every day.
Oof. I went through a time where I was trying to write a hook a day.
Yeah, I just remember thinking like, that's crazy. But then the dude had like so many bangers that just...
Right, they would write like 100 songs for an album and then pick 10.
Yeah, like...
I don't think I'm that person.
Yeah.
Like I'm happy with what I can do.
I mean, feel like I start on a song and then I'm like, oh, I like this, and then I just want to keep going on it, you know, and actually do that one thing.
Right, and finish it. I mean, I got to get back to my production and stuff too. See if I remember that.
Yeah.
But you know, if I'm spending 10 minutes a day, my wife and I had a new challenge where we're going to take like a word every few weeks, and we have to write a hook based off that word.
Nice.
She actually came up with
like just for content.
Just for our own creativity, for our own songs.
Nice.
Yeah. So like, Water was our first one. She's got a pretty good like gospel-y sort of hook.
Sings?
She doesn't, but she played piano growing up. Okay. So she's creative, and she really likes like, Teddy Swims and that sort of
She doesn't.
Love you.
Not really.
She wouldn't say that she could sing, but it was a good idea, and it came from just trying to do it. Like if you don't use that part of your brain, you lose it. Yeah. So and the farther I've gotten away from doing it, I was writing, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 songs a year that I would finish to production and put them out, and then it just kind of, as I was having to build a business.
What do you feel like is like the hardest thing, like if you write it, the hardest like type of song for you to like write and actually like share it with people?
I don't know. I don't like.
For me, I always feel like it's like love songs. Like if I write
I've never written a love song.
I've written multiple.
Well, one.
I've written multiple of them, and then I get done with them. I'm like, I can't share that with anybody. I don't look like a pussy.
Yeah. I mean, most of the songs that I've written are more like, I don't know, just a lot of them were about my faith and stuff like that, and struggling through that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. I mean, we struggled with like going through IVF and everything, so I was thinking about writing a song about that, but kind of making it vague.
Yeah.
Not making it so specific, but it was like tough, and I feel like so when I was 18, I went on a missions trip to UK, and I had this like experience where I felt like God told me to start playing guitar. Got home, and the guitar player from our band gave me a guitar, and he taught me how to play, and then like I kind of just started writing songs with him and everything. And I felt like if God tells you to do something, he doesn't tell you to stop unless he does tell you to stop. So I need to just do it for why did he tell me to do that? Was it for fame and fortune? Obviously not at this point, but was it because I don't have any other sort of outlet?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Of like kind of getting out what's in my spirit.
Yeah, yeah.
So like that's the reason that I have to do it.
Yeah. I like that.
So
yeah,
I don't know about you, but
well, it's funny. Like like I still play at church. Like that's the one thing that like keeps me playing regularly. You know what I mean? Because I'll get these new songs that I've got to learn and remember. Remember all these parts to. And the church that I'm at, like you can't have a music stand there, so like you gotta show up prepared.
Right.
And so, but I love it, man. I enjoy it. Like I've always thought, like from that perspective, that's like God gives you gifts and talents to kind of like, show that He's awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like for me, it's like I'm not so great because like I put in the work. Mm-hmm. I always felt like okay, God gave me a talent, like I should use it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whether I get any
so at least you're still playing.
Yeah, whether I get any monetary thing or whatever, like sure, would I love to be famous and to be a touring musician? Yes. Oh, shit. Like if a national touring act called up, I would be like, sorry guys, Battlefield is closed. I'm going on tour.
I'm going out with Tay Swift.
That's right. Yeah, totally. Like, but I just love it, man.
Yeah,
I love
that's
playing,
awesome.
Man. I love writing. I like just jamming. You know what I miss? I miss just getting together with a band and just cranking on the amps and jamming.
Yeah.
Like that's what I haven't done in
I haven't done that in
a
long time.
Like every once in a while, like at church practice, like you'll run through the songs and maybe like we'll have like a moment before we got to clear off before service starts where like the few of us left will sit there and just kind of jam out for a minute. I'm like, oh dude, like we could just sit here and do this for the next hour. It'd be so awesome.
People would like that anyway.
Yeah.
That's you should be able to jam.
We do that as
pre-service.
So we do that as they're leaving. So like as
so
that's like we have like a little jam part, and that's always like to me that's like always like the most funnest part.
Yeah, like 20, 30 minutes as people are going out.
It's more like 3.
Oh.
3 or 4,
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's long. Maybe it's 5. I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems too short. Whatever it is, it seems far too short.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, wrapping up with everything, your vision is to hit 20 million in 5 years. Is there anything else outside of that?
Yeah. So and this is what I'm driven with my team is like the 20 million is it's really not just some arbitrary number just to go, hey, we got to $20 million. But in my mind, and it could happen sooner, but in my mind, by that point, we should have stress tested all of our systems and procedures to the point where we have plugged every hole in the boat that needs to be plugged. Mm-hmm. And then from there, it's copy and paste in other states. So I really see, I don't have some dreams of grandeur in the deck and patio space. It was never like, when I was a little kid, I wasn't like, I want to be an outdoor living contractor. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like, I do see like the market in our country and how huge it is. And I believe if we got the systems dialed right, we could copy and paste in other states and drive it to a 9-figure company.
Yeah.
So I just want to see if we can do it.
Yeah. Why not?
Why not?
Something to shoot for.
Let's see if we can burn the tires off this thing,
Then you can make your exit and go be a full-time musician.
Yeah. Either that or I'll just, I got several other business ideas that I want to get to.
Right.
So that would probably be the next move for me is like if we get to the point where, I don't feel like I'm necessarily needed in the company at all, then I'll start up the other business ideas I want to get to.
Well, give me a call when you're ready.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, brother. Thanks for coming on tonight.
Thanks for having me.
So anything you want to plug for the business, I'll put all the stuff in the description.
Battlefield Decks and Patios, man. If you guys need a deck, a patio, a swimming pool, a porch, a pergola, hit us up. Like, we build awesome stuff. My team is really dialed in. We do great project management. I just feel like I feel like I've really been blessed with just like an awesome team. And I feel like our customers feel that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the way we communicate and the way we operate things. I was in construction for so long and like you hear all the nightmare stories.
Oh, yeah.
And so for me, it's like, it's so important that like, we don't just deliver the product, but like we deliver like a quality experience at the same time too. Yeah. And them knowing that like, hey, we're not going anywhere. So like we're married for our warranty phase. And like when people hit us up, we respond back. And I love it when our customers love what they spent their money on.
Yeah.
If they don't love what they spent their money on, like I'm like, that's like, we got to fix it.
Yeah. There's nothing worse than having a business and people don't, or you're not good at it. Nothing to be proud of.
It's really good laying down at night and knowing like,
yeah,
people are taken care of.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, thanks for coming today. Appreciate it. Love you, brother.
Love it. Yeah.
Peace.